Good morning, everyone. So it's certainly been a minute since my last video. Since my injury, there has been a whole lot of time of contemplation, introspection. What did I want to do? Previously, the whole point of this channel was to do a fundraiser and, perhaps to encourage you to step out of your own comfort zone. But once the fundraiser was over and, I was injured, I'm like, where am I going with this? Do I want to continue with this? And everything just screamed at me saying, yeah, you have to do it. You just have to do it. I have had so much positive feedback from friends and family, just telling me how much I inspired them, made me look at things differently. So yeah, I just want to be a better version of me. And if you can get inspired with that, then mission accomplished. But I've recently gone back to the gym about a month ago. I got permission to finally start going back to the gym slowly, using the assisted machines, not doing any free weights. And I feel good. Like, I feel so good. It's frustrating because I still have a lot of pain, but I'm back and I'm feeling hopeful for, what my fitness future looks like. But, ultimately, I'm just going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pushing, trying to figure out what the hell this injury is all about. Every single week, we find a different layer to the problem, but again, it's always that forward movement. But, my fitness didn't just start with the fundraiser. I want to say, probably a good 3 years before the pandemic hit, my kids were kind of losing momentum on wanting to do organized sports, extracurriculars, and my husband and I were just not okay with them not doing something, just getting them out there, being physical. So the four of us decided that we were going to go to the gym before school and work. And it ended up being so positive because not just my husband and I were enjoying it, but my kids, they fell in love with working out, feeling strong. And sure, they were young or younger, but they fell in love with it. And to this day, they still do. Now, unfortunately, once the pandemic hit, as I had mentioned in previous videos, yeah, I just completely lost sight of that, of all motivation. Luckily, my kids, they continued with it, but it was the fundraiser that truly pushed me, to start moving my body. And man, did I ever miss it. It felt good. It's good mentally, it's good physically. I just felt great. Now, as I again mentioned in previous videos, I regret not going to see a physiotherapist just to see where my alignment was, my gait, because it would have, avoided a lot of this hassle. But in hindsight, you can't regret, right? You just have to learn and move forward. And so I think that's what this time off has truly allowed me is, what do I want to do? Not just physically, but, I noticed my nutrition even since I stopped training, or even during my training, wasn't what it should have been. Now, since all of this, I have become a grandmother, and I see my sweet grandson, and I want to age more gracefully. I want to be able to age in a way where it allows me to be an active grandma. And let's face it, let's say even great grandmother. I want to be able to get on the ground and play with my great grandbabies. I want to keep that mobility, that longevity. So whatever that looks like, that's what I want to do. And so moving forward with this channel, yeah, you know what? I might do fundraisers, which, let's face it, I probably will, because for me, that was so fulfilling on so many levels. But it's me just showing you what I've learned and how I'm implementing it, how I'm bettering me. I seen a quote this morning, and man, and it isn't the first time I've heard this quote, but it just lit a fire under my ass. It's the quote that says, how does it go? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting change. I see this every day in my career. Like every day, people come in with periodontal disease or rampant decay, and we give them the pointers, how to improve, their oral hygiene, how to tweak their diet, and yet they come back 6 months later and, so what have you done differently? And they have done nothing, and yet they have more decay, they have more issues, and yet they're still frustrated. Isn't that truly what insanity is? And so reflecting on my own life, knowing that I want to age more gracefully, what am I going to do? What am I going to do about it? And so, I am a research freak. I don't like sitting in front of the TV, watching Netflix, and I'm not judging. It's not my thing. But I do enjoy researching, whether that's on YouTube or reading a book or reading, whatever on the internet on various topics, whether it's finance or exercise, nutrition, whatever it is. Anything that I can research that will then benefit me and my family's life, I'm all in. And so I think that's what this channel is truly about, is implementing, not just reading, not just researching, actually implementing. And so on that note, I truly hope that you can learn from maybe my mistakes or reflect on your own and really truly think about, what can I do to change my scenario? Is it your finances? Well, what are you doing on a daily basis that keeps your finances the way that it is? Or maybe you're trying to lose weight. Same thing. What are your habits? What small changes can you do today? And I think that's basically where I see this channel going, is being the change. However that looks. I want to be the change for my kids, for my grandkids, because let's face it, they are sponges. They see me as their parent, their grandparent. I am I'm hopefully one of their biggest role models. So yeah, that's my plan. So it is Sunday morning. Did not feel like coming out. It's raining, it's miserable, it's cold. But you know what? I'm gonna get my ass in that gym. I'm gonna start moving my body however I'm able to. I'm gonna get stronger however I'm able to, with whatever restrictions I have, instead of sitting on my couch, sulking, and doing the endless research and not implementing anything. So on that note, I encourage you to just take that next step and be the change. We'll see you next week.